You know when a woman walks into a room and without her having to say a single word or show off any luxury brands, everyone in the room just feels her presence. It's not about the price tag on her dress. It's not even about some conventional magazine cover beauty. It's about the energy her body radiates before she even opens her mouth. And the truth nobody tells you is that most women spend their whole lives trying to look confident, but so many of them are completely sabotaging their own image. There's this imperceptible body language mistake that almost every single woman makes, and it instantly makes her look desperate for approval. Stick around with me, because in the next minute, I'm going to reveal exactly what that mistake is. But first, let go of all those rigid manuals you've seen out there. I don't want to teach you how to be an artificial copy, walk with a book on your head, or change who you are. What I'm giving you today are small master keys of posture and presence that will unlock your natural elegance without you having to spend a single cent. Just look at how most people enter a room. They rush in, look down at the floor, immediately look for a chair to hide in, or grab their phone to pretend they're busy. It's like they're literally apologizing for taking up space. The secret here is to completely reverse that logic. When you cross the threshold of a room, you are not going to rush. You're going to slow down your very first step. Keep your posture grounded and lift your gaze calmly. Let your eyes map out the room for 2 seconds before the room maps you out. This subtle shift in rhythm signals to the world, I know exactly where I stand, and I am not rushed. When we feel slightly anxious or insecure, our bodies go into automatic survival mode. We start moving way too fast, gesturing frantically, constantly shifting our weight, that frantic energy, There is genuine power in moving just one notch below the pace of the room, walking without urgency, turning your body with intention, picking up a glass with absolute ease. This isn't artificial slowness, it's total composure. When you move with that kind of presence, the chaos around you is forced to slow down to match your frequency. Because rushing projects anxiety, but being calmness exudes self-mastery. Remember that invisible mistake I mentioned earlier that silently sabotages your presence? It's closed posture. The body simply cannot lie. Whenever we feel uncomfortable, our instinct tells us to shrink. Your arms become a shield, your shoulders hunch forward, and every muscle tenses up just so you take up the least amount of space possible. Anyone watching doesn't need captions. Your body language screams defensiveness and fragility. And here's the paradox. The more you try to fade into the background, the more attention you end up drawing, but often for the wrong reasons. Your posture not only reveals how you're feeling, it shapes the first impression people form of you. The moment you open your chest, straighten your shoulders, and take up your space with intention, something changes. You stop projecting a need for approval and start projecting a sense of presence. And almost without realizing it, people tend to view you with more confidence and respect. But what if the problem isn't your overall posture, but rather that silent tension that builds up in your hands? Tense hands give away insecurity in a matter of seconds. What many people don't realize is that professionals accustomed to being in front of the cameras, such as models, actors, and TV hosts, tend to pay attention to an almost invisible detail, never letting their hands become completely stiff. Some people call this style ballet hands, precisely because the fingers remain relaxed, light, and natural. Notice what happens to your hands when you find yourself in an uncomfortable situation. They often reveal what your face tries to hide. Unnecessarily adjusting your clothes, clenching your fingers, or compulsively fiddling with a ring are small gestures that give away tension. That's why models and professionals accustomed to the spotlight often pay attention to what's known as ballet hands. The idea is simple: neither completely limp fingers nor fingers stiff as a claw, just relaxed. Keep your fingers slightly apart, allowing them to fall naturally. Rest your hands on the table, hold a cup lightly, or simply let them rest in your lap. The goal isn't to look elegant, it's to eliminate unnecessary tension. There's a biological process behind this gesture. When you consciously relax your hands, your body tends to interpret this movement as a sign that there is no immediate threat. Gradually, the sense of alertness subsides. And when the tension leaves your hands, it usually leaves your presence as well. Less fidgeting with your fingers, more serenity in your mind, and an image that conveys effortless self-control. Overthinking how to stand or sit is the quickest way to come across as stiff. The goal isn't the rigidity of a statue, but the sense that you belong in the space where you are. When standing, distribute your weight by placing one foot slightly in front of the other. This breaks down a defensive posture and brings fluidity to your body. Use your pockets or a subtle touch on an accessory to give your arms a natural position. When sitting, adopt softer lines. Tilt your torso slightly to the side and rest your arm without rushing. Contemporary elegance is about effortless ease. It looks like a candid snapshot of someone who simply feels comfortable where they are, without needing to prove anything. Those who are confident in their own voice don't rush to speak. Excessive reactivity, forced laughter, interruptions, and rambling only signals a desperate need for approval. Being elegant means knowing how to sustain the silence between remarks. When you're talking to someone, pause for a second after hearing a relevant response. Let the sentence linger before responding. This subtle pause values the other person's words and elevates the quality of your response. After all, speaking less, but speaking with intention is what truly commands respect. For a long time, most of us believe that having a presence means making people like us. So we smile all the time, agree with everything, fill every silence, and try to seem interesting at any cost. It's exhausting because deep down, you stop paying attention to the conversation and start focusing on how you're being perceived. But there's a huge difference between wanting to make a good impression and feeling like you have to earn your place. True elegance begins the moment you realize you didn't walk into that room to convince anyone of who you are. You walked in simply to be present. And interestingly, when that need for approval diminishes, something changes. You listen better, smile more naturally, speak without rushing, and occupy the space with much greater ease. Because the greatest demonstration of confidence isn't drawing attention to yourself. It's not feeling the need to compete for attention. To end on a high note, let me tell you about the moment most people overlook, the time to leave. Some people keep apologizing for having to leave or sneak away as if they were committing a crime. Ending an interaction with class is an art. Look the person in the eye, give a subtle smile, and say something like, "It was a real pleasure talking with you," or "spending time with you today." Then walk toward the exit. Take your time. Don't offer long explanations. Charisma isn't just about how you command the room when you arrive, but about the impression that lingers in the room even after you've left. Elegance has never been about expensive clothes, labels, or privileges. It shows in the way you walk into a room, in the calm with which you carry silence, in the confidence with which you occupy your space without feeling the need to prove who you are. It's a demeanor before it's an appearance, because true presence never makes a sound. It simply changes the atmosphere. And when someone truly masters this art, people may even forget what she was wearing or the exact words she spoke, but they'll hardly ever forget how they felt in her presence. If this video has sparked a new way of seeing your own presence, share in the comments below which insight resonated with you the most. I'd love to read it. See you next time.